Você estava tentando me dizer. Gente, eu tinha parado na frente do bar, tá? O que eu joguei hoje, eu só entrei dentro do bar, tipo, a mais, né? Porque, na verdade, eu rejoguei o jogo, que é bem rapidinho de fazer, sem enrolar. E aí eu entrei aqui no bar e parou nessa parte, tá? O que você estava tentando me dizer mais cedo sobre
Was that you were trying to
esfregões?
tell me about mops before?
The mop is the formal tool of a cook. Not as clumsy or random as a dish rag. An elegant tool for a more civilized cleaning. You cannot hope to succeed with the mop of another.
I can't?
You must construct your own. A single, perfect instrument that you will keep and use for a
Boa
lifetime.
noite!
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Como é que você
Once
tá?
you build it, the mop will become your
Eu tenho
constant
que construir um
companion,
esfregão.
your tool, and a ready means of defense against spills of all kinds.
Build it?
The wood is the heart of the handle. The heart
gosta
is the
muito.
handle of the cook. You are one.
Not helpful so far.
You must find a particular tree.
Uma árvore.
A tree uniquely suited to the handles of mops. Carve
Like
your
uma árvore.
handle from a limb of that tree.
Okay.
Any questions?
Como eu posso encontrar a árvore esfregão? Que tipo de madeira vem dessa árvore? E a cabeça do esfregão? Como eu posso encontrar a árvore
How do
esfregão?
I find the mop handle tree?
I can't tell you
Bem, boa
exactly where
tarde.
it is, because this is your own personal journey.
E
What
a
about the
cabeça
head
do
of the mop?
esfregão?
Oh, you have to have one, of course, but pretty much anything will do. It's mostly about the handle.
E deu o quê? Ou ainda não saiu o resultado? Que tipo de madeira vem dessa
What kind
árvore?
of wood is the tree?
That is something you must discover for
Não
yourself.
ajuda nada, né?
What kind of wood did you say the tree was?
I didn't.
Tá, vou
Okay.
fazer um esfregão.
I guess I'll do it. What's
Ah,
wrong?
que
You gave
droga!
the story the wrong title. It should be called Mop
Que
Quest.
droga!
When do we get to the pirate
Melhoras, bem.
Well, even the coolest professions
Fica
involve more
quietinho.
mopping up than you would think. It seemed crazy to me at the
Ele se
time too,
recupera logo.
but don't forget, it was all so I could board a ship,
Todo
take
morto
command,
hoje, né?
and
O que tá
sail to Monkey
acontecendo?
Island. But first, I had to make a mop.
Tá, vou ter que fazer um esfregão. Aí. Eu vou vir pra cá porque eu não vim pra cá ainda. Rua Baixa. Esse aqui é um lugar que a gente não veio.
Elaine?
Elaine?
Guybrush. Wait, are you going to tell a mushy part now?
A little,
Minha
but
esposa?
I can skip over the hugs and kisses. Elaine!
Guybrush.
Tava torcendo pra você aparecer na história, começando seu projeto de prevenção ao escorbuto. Você não vai acreditar como eu vou chegar à Ilha dos Macacos. Por quanto tempo nós estamos casados mesmo? Pra deixar a mulher brava, né, gente? Por quanto tempo nós estamos casados mesmo?
Remind me how long we've been married.
Well, it still feels like the first day somehow.
Você não vai acreditar como eu vou chegar na Ilha dos
You won't
Macacos.
believe how I'm getting to Monkey
Essa
Island.
pergunta não se
I've
faz,
known you
não
a
se
long
faz.
time. Try me.
I'm planning to sign on to LeChuck's crew, mutiny them, and take the ship.
Oh dear.
Eu tô planejando fazer um motim,
Isn't
eu
there
nem
an
sabia
easier
disso.
way?
Oh, trust me, that is the easy way.
Caraca, eu vou ter que fazer um motim, gente. Comecei no seu projeto de prevenção do escorbuto.
How's your scurvy prevention project?
It's great.
Cara, o
We're
desenho
going to
dela tá
get a
muito
lot of
lindo.
limes to a lot of sailors and save a lot of lives. I've got to come up with a way to deal with Captain Madison, though. The pressure she's putting on the town is making it hard for social programs like mine.
E aí, Light? Boa tarde, tudo bem? Parece que nós dois conhecemos a Capitã Madison.
Sounds like we both met Captain Madison.
I don't like her. She's the one who pushed to shut down the
Tá bem
shipyard.
Light.
She doesn't understand the value of the secret of Monkey Island.
She laughed at me.
Me too.
Obviously, the woman has no taste and a lousy sense of humor.
Eu já tô casada com essa mulher e eu encontrei ela na rua. Nem sabia que ela tava aqui na ilha, apareceu, né? Me sinto melhor só em falar com você. Vamos mandar essa.
I feel better just talking to you.
Me too.
Ah. Fear.
I have to get going.
Oh, so do I. lots to do. Bye.
Bye, esposa.
Bye.
Primeiro conflito.
It's Elaine's flyer about how limes combat scurvy. It's important, but boring. I've never once made it all the way to the end. Elaine would kill me if she caught me pulling down her flyers.
Ah,
Going out of business? This place is an institution.
bem, eu também.
They're having a half-off sale.
Tô certo. Ah, eu posso entrar aqui, ó. Casa Internacional do
International
Feitiço.
House of Mojo. This place hasn't changed in years.
Gente, olha o estilo visual desse jogo, se não é uma... Sei lá.
Welcome,
Muito lindo, né? Muito
Guybrush
legal.
Threepwood.
Nice to see you again.
Gente, se eu estiver em cima
I
das
have been
palavras, vocês me
waiting for
avisam.
you.
Eu acho que aqui é o melhor lugar. Desde a última vez em que nos vimos, isso faz anos. Estou indo em busca do segredo da Ilha dos Macacos. Estou planejando embarcar no navio de LeChuck. Algum conselho? Vamos ver essa aqui, ó. Estou planejando embarcar no navio de LeChuck.
I'm planning.
To sail with LeChuck is most brash, Guybrush.
É necessária muita audácia para navegar com LeChuck.
Allow me to seek
Você me permite
knowledge
buscar
on
conhecimento
your
em seu
behalf?
nome?
Will it cost me anything?
Pride, free will.
Nada demais.
Not much.
Onde ficar, para não atrapalhar.
The way to the secret is like a serpent, which swallows
Será que aqui eu tapo menos? Eu vou tentar ficar aqui, ver o que acontece. Vamos ver.
itself. Many obstacles
No meio,
lie
né?
ahead.
É, vamos ver.
Serpent, obstacles, got it.
Ih, isso não é bom.
You must walk the path. Yet you have already walked the path.
Parece
É,
que o
não, não vai
Norby me
ligar.
atropelou no Eurotruck. Feio, Norby. Atropelando os amigos.
When you are unsure of the way forward, open this book for guidance on
Tem alguma
what is to
recomendação?
come.
Tem.
It can
Tipo,
tell
é
me
só
my
ficar
future?
quietinho. Você
In a
precisa tomar
way.
algum remédio?
Think of it as a book of
Um livro de
hints.
What is
dicas.
it really?
A book of hints.
Oh.
Use it wisely. To know too much diminishes the voyage.
Que legal isso, saber demais a
Thanks.
pequena sua
No
viagem. Sua placa diz que você está fechando. Você pode usar seus talentos para me dizer onde Elaine está agora? Você vai finalmente me dizer seu nome dessa vez?
Is this the year when you finally tell me your name? It's become almost a running gag between us. But it's awkward, like when your glass is empty but you keep trying to drink out of it over and over.
It is Corina.
Corina.
Okay. Karina. Nice.
Gente,
Somehow
não
it was more
esqueçam.
exciting before I knew that.
That is true of many things.
Gente, hoje tem Cine Labs. Não esqueçam. Sua placa está dizendo que você está fechando as
Your
portas.
sign says you're going out of business. Or is this one of those not really going out of business sales?
There is a new dark magic on the rise in the Caribbean. It has many adherents, particularly among the young. There is little demand for my talents or my wares. Business is
Mas ela vai
terrible,
fazer o quê?
and there are other factors. Captain Madison desires this location. That it belongs to me will be of little help against her financial and political powers.
Whoa, back up. Dark magic, you said?
I did.
Como funciona a magia maligna? Você pode usar seus talentos para me dizer onde Elaine... Por que eu não quero saber onde está Elaine, gente? Eu já falei com a minha
How does
esposa.
dark magic work?
Runes, chemicals, the power of secrets. I am no expert. It's too sterile for my tastes. I like things
Sei.
messy and theatrical.
Magia maligna é
Is
poderosa?
dark magic powerful?
Powerful, yes, it can be. But dangerous. If the badger chews his own tail, soon there is no
Minha
more
esposa tá me
badger.
traindo,
You
não,
like that
querido.
metaphor a lot, don't you?
It has many uses.
Não, não faria isso. Magia maligna pode me levar até a Ilha dos Macacos?
Can dark magic get me to Monkey Island?
No.
Nuts.
Melame arrastadinho. Não conheço. Onde eu posso obter um pouco de magia maligna?
Where can I get my hands on some dark magic?
Dark magic is not your path, Guybrush
Tá,
Threepwood.
não vai ser o nosso caminho, tudo bem. Vamos ver onde tá a
Can you
Elaine,
use your
então.
talents to tell me how Elaine is right now?
She is always close, no matter the distance.
Do your answers ever make sense?
There are no answers, only questions that are finished.
Você consegue ver o que LeChuck está
Are you able
aprontando?
to see what LeChuck is up to?
Your goals and the goals of LeChuck are aligned, as always. But his
Porra, é o último
intentions
que
are
sabe, que
darker.
horror.
He would use the secret to do
Horror.
terrible things.
Dark-er? What's that supposed to mean?
LeChuck must not acquire the
A gente vai ter que
secret.
achar o segredo,
No argument there.
antes desse. Mais algum conselho místico?
Got any other mystical advice or information for me? Stock tips or something?
No.
Isso.
What's this thing?
It's a forgiveness frog. When
Papo do
no
perdão.
apology will do, give the forgiveness frog. It's like a card, only much better because it's a frog.
Vocês gostariam de
heard of that
receber
before.
sapo do
Are you sure
perdão?
it's real voodoo?
No comment. It works. Trust me.
Game
I
mais.
can tell you no more. If it's forgiveness
Você busca
you seek,
perdão?
buy the frog.
Eu não busco perdão.
Pointy.
It is a non-magical ceremonial knife. Very sharp indeed.
Esparces.
This is a neat symbol. What does it mean?
That used to contain magical disguises. But alas, they
Será que eu
have
tenho
all
dinheiro?
gone.
Yeah, it's too bad you're sold out.
Gostaria?
A
Por
magic
quê?
disguise seems really useful.
There's always the famous eye patch of John Laney at the museum. I'm sure the magic has worn off by now, but I believe I could restore its abilities.
What's cooking?
The Feast of Knowledge.
Banquete do conhecimento. Batida?
Next time I'm in a drum circle, this would come in handy.
Que legal. Se eu recebesse sapo do
An empty
perdão aí
basket.
que eu não perdoava.
I should have gotten here last month. Do you do gift wrapping?
We're
What
out
is
of
happening?
wrapping paper, unless you'd like it wrapped in the skin of a lizard.
No thanks. Too bad it's empty. Keep up the good work, buddy.
Você da estátua.
It's a creepy
Uma
shrunken head
cabecinha.
with long, stringy hair.
I didn't know these were a voodoo thing.
They're not. But the tourists like them.
Not very practical. It says everything must go, but it says it with numbers. I'll take this disgusting shrunken head.
That's my last one. Quite the bargain.
Putz, eu nem sei quanto dinheiro eu tinha, mas eu não queria gastar não, gente. Comprei sem querer. Comprei sem querer uma
Crystal.
cabecinha.
Yeah, this isn't that kind of game.
Comprei uma cabecinha.
Everything's spilled out of it in a puddle. Not for me.
Aqui uma carta colecionável. Eu perdi uma, gente. Guybrush usa cueca, nada, desconhecido samba canção. Eu tinha uma aqui que eu tinha achado, mas elas são aleatórias. Você tem que ir achando.
half off. Blue, half off. Yellow, half of half off.
Half of
Orange,
half of half
aren't
off.
you glad you're here? Someone's very excited I'm looking at this sign. It's an unusual safe with 5 keyholes.
Alas, the safe is not for sale. It has been placed with me for safekeeping.
The curtains are for sale too?
Everything goes. They'd make a...
I'd need a lot of keys to open that.
Pegar um sapo.
I'll take this forgiveness frog.
It can help someone forgive even very
Transgressões.
old
O
transgressions.
que eu busco? Perdão. Eu vou levar a faca também.
Ooh,
Vou
I'd
gastar
like this
todo o
knife.
meu
An
dinheiro.
excellent choice. I will need you to verbally agree to a release of liability.
Okay.
This product is not to be used in the commission of any crime, including vandalism,
Ué, mas se você não pode usar uma
jailbreak,
faca
and
pra
theft of ancient
vandalismo,
priceless
fuga de prisão e roubo de
artifacts.
artefatos
No
ancestrais valiosos, pra que você vai
Threatening,
usar?
frightening, stabbing,
Ou pra ameaças,
shaving,
sustos,
or
esfaqueamentos,
manicuring
cortes de barba, cabelo,
yourself or
bigode,
another
unhas.
person
Assim
are
outras pessoas são
likewise
igualmente fora dos
considered
usos. Mas ele usa pra
outside
quê?
the scope of acceptable
Passar
use.
manteiga no pão?
Oh, okay, I guess.
The product is not balanced for throwing. Throwing the product violates these terms and will invalidate the warranty. Whittling, scrimshaw,
Pode talhar
mumble
malabarismo.
peg,
Meu Deus!
juggling, and Any tricks
fazer
involving
nada.
stacking or balancing the product may cause serious injury and should not be attempted by unlicensed
Cortar a unha na
persons.
faca. Já pensou?
Use
Acho que
with
nem sei como é que faria isso.
spreads, bedspreads, or thread may damage
não
the
pode passar
product.
nem manteiga.
If damaged, the product should not be used.
Ah.
Product is sharp and should not be carried in a pocket, coat, belt, hatband, handbag, shoulder holster, or sheath. At all times, keep the product away from children, pets, the aged or infirm, clowns, pirates, and adults. Where possible, it should be locked securely in a vault. The manufacturer accepts no responsibility for the consequences of any use or misuse of this product. By verbally assenting to these terms,
Fazer nada com a faca.
purchaser hereby assumes all liability, past, present, and future, throughout this and all possible and impossible universes.
Oh, is this where I say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Is
Yeah.
there anything I am allowed to do with it?
I am not able to answer that question, as it could create a liability issue.
Que problema? Lady, eu não ouvi você...
I've got a few coins for incidentals.
Tem algumas moedas. Eu não... Desculpa, eu não... Quando você falou, eu não entendi. Que problema você tá com a Vivo? É telefone, celular ou internet? Universos impossíveis,
They're having a
exatamente,
half-off sale.
Iris.
Property foreclosed by order of Madison Enterprises. Oh, this was my favorite novelty store.
Já é
Oh,
hora?
yeah, that clock has been broken for decades now.
Olha, mapas e mais.
Looks like Wally's got a new place in Melee. I hope he's not still sore about the monocle.
Tá.
Hey, Wally!
Olha,
Well, 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 look what the surf washed ashore. It's Guybrush Threepwood.
Nice to see you again, too, Wally. Whatever your last name is.
I spent years in therapy getting over being burned, blinded, blown up, abandoned, and marooned because of you.
nossa.
Yeah, good times, huh?
You're lucky I'm past all that and am running the best map shop within the Caribbean and
Nossa, eu
beyond.
ferrei o cara. Mapa para o segredo da Ilha dos Macacos. Uma árvore para fazer o esfregão. Começa aqui, ó. Um mapa para o segredo da Ilha
You
dos
wouldn't
Macacos.
happen to have a map to the
Isso é o
secret
que
of
a gente
Monkey Island.
precisa.
Funny you should ask. I recently made one on commission, but then they destroyed all my source material. It is the only one in existence. Best of luck to you.
Uma árvore para fazer
I'm
o
looking for a
esfregão.
tree to make a stupid mop from. Have you got a map for that?
So the cook has sent you on one of his spiritual journeys? Been a while since I made one of those mop tree maps. What kind of tree is it again?
I don't know. A wood one?
That's okay. Just bring me a sliver of the wood and I can work it out
entendi.
from there. I'm that good.
Tell me again what you need to make me a map to the mop tree.
Just bring me a sliver of the wood needed to make
Uma
a mop.
lasca de madeira. A loja do outro lado está com
Looks like the
problemas.
shop across the way is in trouble.
The high-stakes, ego-driven world of pirating is changing, and dark magic is taking over. Voodoo magic is fun
Estranho,
and
né?
all, but
Que droga.
it's not what the new generation wants.
Mas você conseguiu resolver?
Me, I'm on the bleeding edge and making a bundle. I'm about to franchise.
A cidade parece estar bem
The town
deteriorada.
seems to be pretty run down.
Since Captain Madison made Melee her base of operations, people have been complaining. They say she brings a bad
Ah,
element to town, but that bad element spends a lot of money on maps.
Ah, que
So,
bom.
what am I
Menos mal,
supposed
então,
to
que você
do?
conseguiu resolver.
Do what's right?
I am. I'm doing what's right for Wally.
Ah,
Bye. Ooh, those look fancy.
The finest tools to make the finest maps.
Nossa, eu não consigo imaginar como é que eram feitos os mapas no ano passado.
I didn't know you made globes too.
I don't. This is for reference. It's got all the latest continents.
A atendente foi muito boa. Tem umas que não
I
acham
appreciate
e
that
já
Wally hasn't
desligam, né, na
traded it
sua
in for
cara.
a new model just because it's been around the block once or twice. I feel very strong. They're like glasses, only way less convenient. Ooh, look behind you, a three-headed monkey.
Oh, please
Okay.
take one. I use them to promote my business. See,
Okay.
it says maps and more on the edge.
Thanks.
Ele viu eu roubando. Vasculhar a caixa de mapas.
Wally, can I have one of these maps?
Absolutely. If you pay for it.
Never mind. It's a map on a fan. What'll they think of next? This map shows both sides of the globe.
It's twice the value.
I had a map like this once, but I sailed left. That looks like a treacherous voyage. It says the first rule of piracy is never buy a used treasure map.
Nunca compre mapa do tesouro usado. Sim, né? Porque daí não tem mais tesouro.
Hey, Wally, what's with the window ladder?
I use it to keep an eye on the neighbors.
Well, it's good to have a hobby. Hey, Wally, what's in these boxes?
Maps.
Pior que você... Já pensou se eles
this one
põem um
looks
monte de
nice.
juros,
How
coisas,
much is
mó
it?
dor de
Oh,
cabeça.
that one? Too much.
Muito.
Good old mazes. Can't get enough mazes. I try to steer clear of sea monsters myself. Never seen one of those before. Somewhat understated and somewhat overpriced.
Acho que eu consegui fazer tudo. Voa alta. Enquanto isso, no navio de LeChuck...
LeChuck, sir. Just thought I'd pop in and let you know. Preparations to set sail are almost done.
You have all the supplies for the spell to get to Monkey Island?
Check. Squid ink, chickens, brimstone, cinnamon, monkey blood, mint, and
Awesome.
an annoying skull.
Well done! Mark yourself down for one less lashing this voyage.
Cada.
Funny story.
Cada, gente.
Guybrush Threepwood tried to sign on to the crew.
Threepwood? He must be looking for the secret too. That guy steals all my best ideas. Have him killed!
Morto?
Wait! Let him live. I want him to see me sail off for Monkey Island knowing the secret is lost to him forever.
Sure. I want to bring this up one more time. Is searching for this mythical secret of Monkey Island a good idea? Shouldn't we be out terrorizing the high seas, instilling fear, creating mayhem, being more
Eu espero que esse segredo da Ilha dos
on brand
Macacos
for
seja
LeChuck?
segredo muito
I've
legal.
had enough of you questioning my orders. Finish loading the ship, and whatever you do, don't let Threepwood on board.
Very well.
Caramba, esse rua é legal. Bilhete.
The note says, forced to close. Thanks for the memories, but cash would have been better. The note says, forced to close. Thanks for the memories, but cash would have been better. The note says,
Awesome.
forced to close. Aye.
Ai.
Everybody thinks they know
Ele queria
more
até
than the
a Ilha
other.
dos Macacos pra
Ok.
descobrir um segredo. Tem um segredo na Ilha dos Macacos.
Aww, this is where I risked my neck for Elaine, and she showed me she only needed me to risk my heart. Also, the windows need some work.
Na prisão.
A visitor! Wait. Guybrush Threepwood?
Otis!
Otis!
And Stan! Otis, old pal. You haven't changed much since I last saw
E
you.
o Otávio?
I blame the government.
In fact, didn't we first meet right here?
Not at all. I was in the other cell that time. You look different somehow.
Novo
Boa
estilo de
série.
desenho.
Mas
Eles
não
fazendo
desse.
referência ao novo jogo, né? Ao antigo jogo. Novidades. Estou indo atrás do segredo da Ilha dos Macacos. Porque eles te pegaram dessa vez. Por que eles te pegaram dessa
What did they
vez?
get you for this time?
I'm a victim of circumstance. Circumstance being that too much attention gets paid to little things that don't hurt anyone, while hard killers roam the streets with pistols and swords.
Estou indo... Eu percebi que você não mencionou por qual crime eles te prenderam.
I notice you didn't say what crime they locked you up for.
It was nothing. I was just picking some flowers.
In the forest?
No, that's illegal. I learned my lesson. I picked them from the governor's garden instead.
Meu Deus. Estou indo atrás do segredo da Ilha dos
I'm
Macacos.
going after the secret of Monkey Island.
That sounds fantastic.
Não
You
sei
know what
qual
I
crio,
remember
o
most
culpado é o
about Monkey
Nu.
Island? The time you
O culpado é
busted
o
me
Nu,
out of
mas você que
jail
tá
right
preso
before we
aqui,
went there.
Otávio.
I don't cruise ships anymore. But maybe you can still help me out.
Você vai
Like you did
deixar
all
assim?
those years ago.
Vai deixar
I'm
assim?
sort of planning on hijacking
Foi
an
preso por
existing
conta
crew
dele,
instead
vai
of
deixar
recruiting
assim?
one. But maybe I can spring you anyway, for old time's
Posso
sake.
colocar você
I
para
would be
dentro
most
em nome dos
appreciative.
velhos tempos.
A locksmith has opened very conveniently across the way. I am told locksmiths can make keys for things. Things like cell doors.
Uma chaveira.
Imagine that.
Nossa, eu tô com muita missão, né?
I assume you'll be here when I get back?
Don't tease me, Guybrush.
It says jail rules. 1. No escaping. It says jail rules. 1.
No escaping.
No escaping. Hey, Stan.
Hello there, son.
Ajudaria se eu tirasse você
Would it help
daqui?
if I broke you out of jail?
Now that's a kind offer, it truly is. Warms me to think that you'd do that for your old pal Stan. But I've got to think about the optics. I don't want to damage my case, and escaping from jail doesn't look good at trial. So thanks, but no thanks.
Eu realmente queria comprar um navio com
I was
você.
really hoping to buy a ship from you.
Well, now, normally, I would do absolutely anything to get you into a comfortable ride right away. But my hands are tied. They're shackled. I can't do it. Not at any price. I'm completely out of inventory. Every ship on the lot was seized by unscrupulous lawyers who don't care about your sailing needs the way I do.
Okay, don't worry about it. I've already got a plan to steal a
Eu não
ship
sei
from
se o nosso
LeChuck.
plano é muito
Well,
bom,
if you
né?
don't
Mas
get
tudo
killed,
bem.
look me up afterwards. I'll give you a good price for anything that can stay above the waterline. Naturally, it'll have to be store credit until I get back on my feet.
Tô indo atrás do segredo da Ilha
I'm
dos
going after the
Macacos.
secret of Monkey Island.
The secret? Boy, that takes
O cara
me
fala
back.
assim, ó.
But if you're looking for help, you're barking up the wrong enchilada. Just remember, life has no guarantees or warranties. Only jamborees.
Thanks. That's advice.
É um dos conselhos do mundo. Algo mais que eu possa fazer por você?
Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
Now that you mention it, there is one thing I've been missing during my time here in this lofty establishment. In all the rush and fuss and document shredding surrounding my arrest, I completely forgot to grab my toothbrush. If
Bateu o
you
quê?
happen to be passing by the shipyard, you might grab it for me. It'll be on my
Taleiro.
desk in the
Gente,
office.
muita missão.
Sure thing.
Você fez para
What
ser
did you do
preso.
that got you arrested?
Let me tell you something, son. It's not what a man does that matters, it's who he is. Maybe one day, in a moment of weakness, he crosses a line. But if he's confident about what's in his heart, he can hold his head high. And you know what's in my heart, son?
Blood and goopy stuff?
People. People are in my heart. Anything I may have allegedly done, you can be sure I did it because
tô
I
com
care
sono.
about people.
Bateu muito. O que exatamente você supostamente fez pelas pessoas que o fez acabar preso?
What exactly did you allegedly do
Cara, não vai
for
direto ao
people that got you
assunto.
arrested?
I gave them what they wanted. Now, naturally, people don't always know that they want the things they want. Sometimes it takes a man with a talent like mine to show them the way. And sometimes people who are jealous of that sort of talent will try to put all sorts of unpleasant labels on it.
É, tem
They use
mimir.
hurtful words like
devia ter
scam,
dormido mais
and
hoje.
misrepresentation, and even fraud. But it's all just marketing, son. As natural as the rocks and the trees
queria
and
tá
the
com medo.
Malay Island flounder birds. And that's why I'm not
Eu
worried.
queria estar com
I'm
medo.
awaiting final judgment of the court, but I'm certain I'll be acquitted.
Chocolate,
They
mas não
don't
tem
hang
hoje
people
ainda.
for marketing.
Você não tinha um escritório de advocacia ou algo assim?
Didn't you used to have a law practice or something?
Used to, but I was disbarred for what we former law practitioners call moral
Torpeza
turpitude.
moral?
Is that a real
Isso.
word?
More or less. It's one of those handy catch-all words that you can use whatever you want because it doesn't mean anything specific.
Vai vir hoje em casa hoje à noite? Sim. Lady, eu até esqueci de
You
falar
later.
se você ia me convidar, mas agora que você tá convidando, eu aproveito, eu vou sim. Que bom que você
Watch your boots in
convidou.
here, son. It's like a swamp without the clean parts.
Tá, a gente tem muita coisa pra fazer. Pisco.
Looks
Rabisco?
sort of like an eye.
A chaveira. A gente vai ter que conseguir chaves pra tirar o pessoal de lá.
Welcome to my shop.
Hi there.
Querido. Oh.
At the end of the plank.
My mother's. Please don't touch it.
I see a peninsula trailing off into small islands, but no X marks the spot.
It's southern Florida. I have family there.
What's this lock?
Fechaduras.
That's for hats.
Fechadura pra chapéu?
What's that key?
That's for a lockable quiver. And please, don't touch the glass.
These are nice.
It's a locksmithing test.
Close it all up, and if you get the key out, you pass?
That's the beginner level, yes. The real challenge is to lock the larger box inside the smaller one.
Mas o que tem de difícil, gente, em trancar a caixa pequena dentro da caixa grande? Biscoitos?
Are these for customers?
Hands off. Those are my last crackers.
Papagaio.
Parrot.
And also vicious. But it was my mother's favorite.
Caralho.
I see everyone in that portrait has lovely locks.
If you have to make a pun, at least make a good one.
Pior que eu não entendi o trocadilho.
I see everyone in that portrait has lovely locks.
Há muitas chaves para compreender essa figura.
Please make a good one.
Entendi não. Que é isso?
What is that? It's definitely not a key. Or a lock.
It's a fishing lure, of course.
Of course. Is that from a famous locksmith band or something?
My mother's band, the Golden Keys. They were named after some actual golden keys that she spent a bunch of time looking for.
Que máquina
That's an
legal.
impressive machine.
Yep. This wouldn't be much of a lock shop without a key grinder.
Esmeril. Nunca ouvi falar de esmeril, gente. Cuidado com a
Guybrush
chaveira.
Threepwood.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Locksmith.
You're kidding, right?
And
Locksmith.
before you ask,
Laura Chaves.
yes, they did. Yes, it was. And they really, really wanted me to follow in the family business.
Você realmente consegue fazer chaves para as coisas? Isso parece magia. Quem é a senhora da janela do outro lado da rua? Eu estou em uma jornada para encontrar o segredo da Ilha dos Macacos e acho que vou dar uma olhadinha. Mas você realmente consegue fazer chaves para as coisas? Isso parece
Can you
mágico.
really make keys for stuff? That seems like a magic trick.
Modern locks have serial numbers that tell me all I need to know. No tricks necessary. Just information.
Vou ter que levantar, senão vou dormir. Parece errado poder fazer uma chave só com um número de série. Quem é a senhora na janela? Não, parece errado fazer uma chave só com um
It
número de
seems
série.
wrong that you can make a key from just the serial number.
It's a fail-safe, in case people lose their key. You know how people are.
Vocês já perderam chave, gente? Fechaduras não são menos seguras se apenas um número de série é preciso para conseguir outra chave. Estou numa jornada para encontrar os segredos da Ilha dos
I'm on a
Macacos.
quest to find the secret of Monkey Island.
Exciting. The story in my family is that the secret is sort of like a key. One that opens all locks at once.
Perdeu. Por uma chave, você conseguiria
If it is a key,
replicá-la?
could you duplicate it?
I'm not sure you're supposed to take it literally.
Fechaduras não são menos seguras se apenas um número de série é preciso para se conseguir outra
Aren't
chave.
locks way less secure if all you need is a number to get a new key?
That's why you should never share the serial number with anyone.
O que acontece se você perder a chave e o número de série ao mesmo tempo?
What happens if you
Você
lose your
fica pra
key
fora
and the
de casa
serial
pra
number at the
sempre.
same time?
The numbers are usually engraved on the locks, just in case. And if you lose the lock, chances are you don't need a new key.
O que me impede de ler o número de série de outra pessoa e mandar fazer uma
What's
chave?
to stop me reading the serial number on someone else's lock and having a key made?
The numbers are printed small enough that you need a special tool to read them. Only a
Caraca.
pro would have a tool like that.
Vocês sabiam disso, gente? Eu acho que é real. Posso pegar emprestada essa ferramenta de leitura de números de série
Can
de
I
fechadura?
borrow your lock
Isso é
serial
real?
number reading tool?
My magnifier? Not a chance. I
Olha
could be
isso.
drummed out of the union for that. If you want to play locksmith, you'll have to look elsewhere.
E a senhora da
Who's the
janela?
old lady in the window across the way?
You mean Whitey Bones.
Provavelmente
She
é
used
real,
to be
acho
the
que sim.
Undertaker here years ago. Seems to know a lot of things that maybe don't quite fit together.
Como bem você conhece Dona
How well do you know
Suária?
Whitey Bones?
Suária é o
Not
nome.
well at
pô.
all. But she's been living near my shop for quite a few years. She was across from my old location, too.
But she moved when you moved?
I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
Coincidência? Eu acho que não.
I think I'll browse around a bit.
Try not to touch anything. I've got a system, and I don't like it disrupted.
É isso. Gente, eu tô com muita missão. Inclusive, eu tenho esse livro que eu não... Preciso de uma dica. Ah, como obter um esfregão. Posso me juntar à tripulação do LeChuck. Posso libertar Otis. Deixa pra lá. Legal, eu posso fazer perguntas.
I think it's a chandelier.
Vamos ver as missões que a gente tem. Aqui. Eu preciso fazer um esfregão. Mudar de visual. Encontrar a árvore esfregão. Meu Deus. O que é isso? Eu vou ficar meio em pé, gente, pra não dormir. Mas é o horário.
Carla.
Carla? É o horário. Não, não dá revertério. Prendeu. Café com chocolate, muito bom. Café com chocolate é a combinação perfeita, ainda mais se for café preto. Mas é o horário, gente. Eu lembro que... sempre foi assim pra mim, pelo menos quando eu dormia relativamente pouco, né? Tinha um período que eu ficava de, tipo assim, 15 a 20 minutos, que eu quase dormia. Igual eu tava aqui, eu tava assim, né? Ou que nem eu fiz no metrô, que eu dormia, efetivamente. Eu lembro que quando eu tava na faculdade, que eu fazia o vespertino, eu estava, acho que, 3h45 até 7h30, né? Aí, quando dava... Não, era 4. Quando dava 4h15, eu começava a dormir na aula. Gente, eu dormia na aula. Igual eu dormi no metrô. Tipo assim, fazia assim, e aí eu acordava, né? Eu ficava assim, aí eu ficava uns 15, 20 minutos assim na aula, dormindo, aí depois passava completamente o sono. Era um troço muito louco. É uns 20 minutos que te dá, que tipo assim, você quer muito dormir. Aí depois passa e você tá bemzão. Bem estranho. Você acha estranho? Eu gosto. Geralmente em formatura, festa, assim, sempre tem, né, uma mesa com café e chocolate. Eu gosto. Exatamente isso. Você fica nesses 20 minutinhos morrendo, aí depois você fica acordado por mais 12 horas e tá bem exausto. Sei lá. Qualquer coisa que não seja essa comida. Prepare-se para provar minha lâmina, seu picareta aposentado. Vou te mostrar com quantos paus um picareta faz uma canoa. Quando foi a última vez que você tomou banho? Essa aqui é boa, essa aqui eu vou ofender. Gente, quando foi a última vez que vocês tomaram banho?
When was the last time you had a bath?
Ha! That was marginally clever.
Ah, Axander, você pegou uma hidratação que eu não sei se eu tomei. Eu vou tomar agora. Isso é água, tá? Nossa, o cérebro bugou da dor de cabeça. Você nunca deveria ter desistido de ser uma mestre espadachim. Como está sendo a governadora? Como está sendo ser? Como está sendo ser a governadora? Nossa, eu nunca vi essa frase, que estranha. Espero que você ainda não esteja chateada com aquela coisa do navio. Você subiu de vida desde quando te ajudei com seu primeiro emprego no serviço público. Eu vou dessa aqui. Você nunca devia ter desistido de ser uma mestre espadachim.
You should never have given up being swordmaster.
Who says I
Contei
did?
o café, perfeito.
Sorry, I just assumed.
Verdade.
Governor seems like a full-time job.
It is, but there's room for overlap if you're creative about it. I heard from your wife. She's coming by to talk about scurvy legislation. I assume you're involved with that somehow?
Não. Elaine pode cuidar de tudo sozinha, ela não precisa de mim. Eu tenho meu próprio projeto. Não estou automaticamente envolvido em tudo que Elaine faz só porque estamos casados, sim. Elaine diz que o programa está sendo sabotado pela Capitã Madison. Elaine pode cuidar de tudo sozinha, ela não precisa de mim. Ela é independente.
She doesn't need me.
I don't doubt that, but it isn't about what she does or doesn't need. If it isn't about the scurvy project, why are you here?
Você primeiro, o que você está fazendo aqui?
You first. What are you doing here?
Don't be weird. I know Elaine used to live here, but it's my house now that I'm governor.
Eliane disse que a Capitã Madison está prejudicando a campanha contra o escorbuto.
Elaine says Captain Madison is hurting her scurvy project.
Not the legislative part, just the public funding. The town was in a bind a while back, and that so-and-so, Captain Madison, saw an opportunity. She lent us the cash we needed, but now we're up a creek paying the interest.
Pegaram
Things
empréstimo,
like social
gente.
programs, waste management, and town maintenance are
Pegaram
all
empréstimo, deu
on the
ruim.
back burner.
I like that woman less every minute.
You and me both.
Tô atrás do segredo da Ilha
I'm
dos
looking for the secret
Macacos.
of Monkey Island.
Good for you. I don't have it.
Pra você. Acho melhor deixar... Não, a mansão não mudou
Well, the
muito.
mansion hasn't changed much. Elaine's style is still everywhere. Even the books are hers.
They're my books now, as you well know.
I don't really have anything to say. I just like doing this.
Practice is nice, but I'm busy these days. Governor stuff.
Vamos ver o que tem aqui.
Ugh, looks like Carla wasn't too keen on getting her portrait done. I've always thought this looked like my old ship, the Sea Monkey.
Ingredientes.
It's a cookbook. It has 4 stars, but it looks like they're for difficulty.
Na ponta da
The
prancha.
blurb says it's a solid if somewhat predictable story about a roguish pirate and a doomed romance with a woman of station.
Romance proibido. Vamos pegar esse.
Can I borrow a book?
You've got a lot of nerve asking that.
Essa
You
não
never
cada vez
brought
que pedir
back
uma
the
coisa?
last book you borrowed. I had to buy another copy. You never even apologized.
Muito.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm hearing the words, but somehow they aren't helping. I need more than that.
Mas eu quero o livro emprestado ainda.
Can I borrow a book?
You never brought back the you never
Vou pagar por
Pay
ele.
for it.
I don't need your money.
Tá. Ela não vai querer me dar.
Can I borrow a book?
Será que eu não vou conseguir
You
mesmo?
never brought back the last. You never
Eu esqueci
I
completamente.
totally forgot.
Of course you did.
Ela não
You
vai
think
me dar o
like a
livro,
cat.
gente. Que saco. Ai, que custa emprestar o livro que eu nunca vou devolver? Fazer carinho no animal empalhado,
I
coitadinho.
like your stuffed, guess it's a dog?
Please, take that and throw it away. It was a gift from the Earl of Thickwater, who is a contemptible
Caraca, o
pig.
cara deu de presente um cachorro empalhado.
It's a lot of work being governor. It's a lot of work being governor.
Por que a gente tá brigando? Do nada, gente,
I
eu nem
don't really
sei.
have anything to say. I just like doing this.
Ah,
Practice is
eu cliquei
nice,
pra
but
conversar
I'm
com ela, eu não
busy
tinha
these
percebido.
days. Governor,
Ah, subir aqui.
stay out of my bedroom, Threepwood.
I've seen that same painting on a box of frozen instant cereal. Elaine told me that's Lauder Neckbeard, second governor of Melee Island. His overly strict morals
Não tem mais
and
nada pra
overly
fazer
lax
aqui.
regulatory policies helped me.
Quero caminho de volta para o interior da ilha. Não, pera. Putz, mas eu não achei nada, gente. Eu não achei a árvore. Onde é que eu tô? Ah, rua alto, navio, observatório. Ah, eu tô andando aqui, ó. Vamos pra floresta, né? Floresta sombria, onde certamente eu vou me perder. Eita,
Warning.
os olhos.
The dark forest ahead is deadly and twisty. Maps are highly recommended.
Ah, eu vou precisar de um mapa pra essa floresta ali. Era
Oh, I
pequeno
used to
navio.
love these when I was 6.
Fantasiar de palhaço?
I used to
Mas a
love
gente tem
these when I was
roupa?
6. Until I got trapped in one for 2 days. I think they're illegal now. Museum of Pirate Lore.
Museu de História Pirata? Então vamos lá, né?
Once upon a time, I won a t-shirt right here on the front lawn.
Hi there.
Segredo na
Welcome to the
floresta.
Melee Island Museum of Pirate Lore. I'm Conrad, the curator and docent here. I also edit the Pirate Times newsletter. Here, take my business card.
Thanks?
The museum showcases the largest collection of pirate memorabilia in the Caribbean. Or on Malay Island at the very least. The provenance of each item has been very carefully researched and fact-checked by myself and my team. Feel free to explore. And if you have any questions, just
será que eu
ask.
vou poder roubar algum item daqui? Vamos ver.
Tell me about this hunk of wood.
That's an original plank from the Golden Hind,
Golden
autographed by
Hind.
Francis Drake himself.
Is this a left hook or a right hook?
That once belonged to the dread pirate Meat Hook. Supposedly he was ambidextrous. Also, he used to live right here, on Malay.
Na tábua. Não faz nada.
What was this cinder you've got on the wall?
Oh, that. Yeah, that was an unsent love letter. Written by Elaine Marley. While she was governor of the island.
What? Elaine?
The recipient was referred to only as Plunder Bunny.
That's me!
It was a really touching letter. Unfortunately, I put the candle too close to it.
Escreveu uma carta de amor pra gente.
Tell me what she said.
Oh, you know, love letter stuff. Honestly, I don't remember a word of it. But it was touching.
Nossa esposa.
Thanks a lot.
Nossa esposa é linda.
Actually, I think I'd rather not hear about that again.
Olhar para o guarda-papagaio.
That is a really big parrot. Wonder how many hands it's eaten. What do you feed it?
Thieves, mostly.
Good to know.
Acho que é melhor a gente não roubar
It's a
esse
working
lugar.
parrot. I shouldn't bother it. There's some very tiny writing on it. Eye patch worn by Captain John Laney, the pirate of 1,000 faces.
Ah, esse tapa-olho, alguém falou sobre isso.
What's the story with the wanted poster?
That is the earliest known wanted poster for Captain Kate Capsize.
Eu acho que
You can
alguém
tell
tinha
how
nos falado
notorious
sobre
she
esse
was by
tapa-olho, eu
the
lembro.
huge number of crimes listed there. Very impressive. I got it from a collector on Fat Island.
Those are my own crimes, actually. I was pretty much public enemy #1 on Fat Island at the time.
Alerta
I stuck
de
Kate's picture
spoiler.
on there so she'd get thrown in jail.
That would never work. Nobody's that clueless in real life.
You don't believe me?
It's not a question of belief.
Never mind. It's not important.
Gente, eu já sei.
What's the significance of the peg leg?
That belonged to the infamous peg
Eu posso dar o
Patty.
sapo da
She used to hide a
desculpa
spare
pra mulher
cutlass
da
in it.
mansão, a
In case of
governadora, e
capture.
pegar um livro.
Sadly, that's the reason she's no longer with us.
Acho que ela vai me desculpar, daí eu vou poder pegar um livro.
What's this melted
Eu
lump
vou
of metal?
tentar depois,
It
se eu não
used to be
achar
a
mais
mug.
nada pra
It was
usar.
melted by some kind of acid. It was found in the Malay jail many years ago, after an incident where like 20 pirates escaped.
Hey, I did that. I had to keep pouring the grog from
É na sola da bota. É na sola da bota. Boa tarde, muito obrigada aí pelo
My greatest
videozinho. Como é que
decision
você
in
tá?
retrospect.
That's a pretty wild story.
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm sure you are, but it just doesn't quite square with the official record. So it's hard to substantiate.
Substantiate? You've got an eyewitness.
Eyewitnesses are notoriously inaccurate. Human memory is plastic and suggestible.
Not yours, apparently.
No, of course not. I deal in facts.
É parte do meu antigo
That
mapa.
map looks familiar.
That's 1/4 of the original map to the treasure of Big Whoop. I got it from the cartographer on Low Street. Apparently, he was somehow involved in the search for Big Whoop.
Obrigada, gostou?
Thanks. I've got it under control.
Essa música é muito engraçada, eu gosto também. É o bilhete que LeChuck deixou quando raptou Elaine.
How on earth do you have that note?
O cara tem
Oh,
muitos
yeah.
itens históricos.
That's very interesting. That
É na
was
sola da
found
bota,
tucked
é na palma da
inside
mão.
of a book at the Fat Island Library. It's the actual note left by the ghost pirate LeChuck when he kidnapped Governor Marley.
I know what it is. The lookout handed it to me just before I finished my 3
esposa era
trials.
governadora.
I was crushed, but undaunted. I gathered a crew and I sailed to Monkey Island to save her. Not that she needed it, as it turned out.
Wow, man, you're really into this. I've got a
Eu tenho
role-playing
grupo de
group on Thursday
RPG.
nights.
This is absurd. It's like this whole wall is stuff from my personal adventures, but somehow I'm not even mentioned in your stories.
That's what's so great about this museum. Everyone makes their own connections with the exhibits, and it's highly personal and different for everyone.
That's not what I'm trying to say at all.
That's okay. You don't need to say anything. Just listen to what the exhibits
Vai,
tell you.
Simona.
Fine.
Rodar Noel. Não duvido, eu não duvido. Tá, abrir.
The display case is locked. It's soft and extra fuzzy. Pirate Times, editor Conrad Lee, ready to publish your unrecognized genius.
It's a creepy shrunken head with long, stringy hair.
É de papagaio.
It's cracker mix. Some assembly required.
A gente vai ter que cometer crime aqui, né? Eu acho que é a única solução que vamos ter.
It makes things look bigger.
Ampliar números pequenos.
The numbers are a little clearer, but still too tiny to read. Especially fortified for the healthy parrot diet.
Alimentar o
It
papagaio.
doesn't seem interested. There's some very tiny writing on it.
Difícil, calma. Bicho de pelúcia. Não. A cabeça, ele vai querer essa cabeça.
It's hopeless.
Ah, não consigo fazer nada. Calma. Tá, talvez não seja aqui agora. Onde eu posso ir? Vamos ver aqui.
Purple flowers. These must be lavender.
A gente
Or
vai
monkshood.
ir por
Or
aqui.
cyclamen.
Uma planta carnívora. Nossa, a gente vai se perder aqui.
A classic specimen of Alata needlius.
Muitos
A
agulhais.
carnivorous vascular dicot known for its tasteful coloration,
Caraca, esse jogo,
slight
gente,
wiggle,
ensina
and
muito,
loads
né?
of tiny sharp
Ele
teeth.
efetivamente ele pega o negócio e te explica. Ir por aqui. Por ali. Ai, meu Deus.
Ooh, purple flowers. These must be teasel. Or alliums. Or clematis. I'm hopelessly lost without a map.
Não, eu consigo. Vamos, planta carnívora. Planta carnívora.
I'm hopelessly lost without a map.
Não, eu fui pro mesmo lugar. Planta normal. Cogumelos.
I'm hopelessly lost without
Não, eu consigo. Normal. Carnívora.
a classic specimen of I'm hopelessly lost without a map.
Não dá sem o mapa. Estaleiro. Falta só o estaleiro. Que legal esse
Wow,
fast
that's worse than
travel.
I imagined.
Que bilhete é esse?
The assets of this establishment have been seized to settle a class action lawsuit. Have a nice day. It says Tan's previously owned
Embarcações
vessels. So
previamente
sad.
destruídas.
Stan's used to be the best place to buy used ships. The window's all boarded up, and it's very dark in there. Is that an old toothbrush?
Ah, é verdade. Eu tenho que pegar a escova de dentes dele. Lembrar dos bons tempos.
I remember when these torches lit up Stan's previously owned vessels like a carnival.
Poste de amarração.
There was a time when every mooring would be filled with one of Stan's used ships.
Cabeça doendo, não vou mentir não.
It's a dried up old sea sponge. There was a time when every mooring would be filled with one of Stan's used ships.
Bonitinho. Gente, eu tenho que pegar a escova de dente, só que eu não tenho como.
This used to be such a bright, cheery place.
Bilhete.
The assets of this establishment have been seized to settle a class action lawsuit. Have a nice day.
O que eu posso fazer? Não. voltar. Difícil.
Hi again. Oh, those new pirate leaders are real
Difícil,
jerks.
vamos
They
lá.
laughed at me, and they won't fund my expedition.
Já começamos
Why
bem.
didn't you warn me?
Would you have listened?
Of course. Okay.
Claro que não.
No, probably not. I'm thinking about going on LeChuck's expedition after all.
I'm glad to hear you decided to patch things up.
Nah, he doesn't want me on the ship. I'm blacklisted. I'm gonna have to go in disguise.
These Shakespearean comedies just write themselves.
See anything interesting out there?
Change. The future.
Are those the names of ships? All I can see is open water.
It's what I named my cataracts.
Huh.
Ah, não dá pra clicar. Tá, gente. Estamos tudo.
Re-elect Governor Carla. She's tough on toughness. It'll be my ship soon enough.
O que eu tenho que fazer? Preciso de um mapa da floresta. O que ela pediu pra eu trazer?
Hey, Wally. Tell me again what you need to make me a map to the mop tree.
Just bring me a sliver of the wood needed to make a mop.
Uma lasca da madeira.
Hey, Wally. What's in these boxes?
Maps.
Tá, uma lasca da madeira pro esfregão. Ou seja, eu preciso ir lá no esfregão. Gente, vamos ser inteligentes, né? A gente precisa de um pedaço do esfregão. Então vamos lá buscar.
Stay away from my mop.
Well, it's definitely a mop. Oh, you look like the health inspector tasted your stew. Or you did.
Worse. Marlin is here.
Marlin.
The customer I have nightmares about. He's the only importer of yak fat on the island, so I need to keep him happy, but he makes that impossible. Today he wants me to make him a dish that he ate last week at some kind of event at the governor's mansion. But of course he doesn't remember what it's called or know what's in it or even remember what color it was. He says he thinks it has ingredients
A gente
in it.
já sabe,
I don't
né?
have the slightest idea
A gente
what
já
to
sabe,
make.
né? Se eu trouxesse uma receita, você
If I
conseguiria
brought you a
fazê-la?
recipe,
A
could
gente
you
já
make
sabe.
Of course. I'm a cook. See the hat?
Sabemos muitos daqueles ingredientes.
I'll see what I can find out.
Thanks.
Tá, legal, gostei. Gostei dessas associações que tem que fazer. Vamos lá. Temos que ir lá na governadora. Aqui, a gente vai ter que pedir ela desculpa.
This is for you.
You're giving me a frog?
It's a forgiveness frog, for when words aren't enough.
You haven't even bothered to write anything personal on this frog. That's just rude. I reject your frog.
Vou rejeitar você. Escrever minhas desculpas no sábado. No sábado. Cara, Carla.
Dear Carla.
Caraca, pode ser um negócio... Ah, esse é o aniversário da Elaine. Eu esqueci o nosso aniversário. Vou ter que pegar outro sapo depois, gente. Desculpa por perder o livro que peguei
Sorry for losing the
emprestado.
book I borrowed.
Aprecio o seu gosto
I
pela
appreciate
franqueza.
that you're keen on bluntness.
Todos dizem que você é legal. Eu sei que você é muito mais legal do que as
And I know
pessoas
you're really
dizem.
nicer than people say you are. Please accept my humblest apology.
Vamos ver. Também tem um sistema de lembretes. Também tem um sistema de lembretes para mim
I've
mesma.
implemented a reminder system for myself.
Vamos lá.
This is for you.
Gente, eu esqueci o aniversário da minha esposa.
Dear Carla, this is a nice sentiment, but the only personal thing you got right in here is my name. I reject your frog.
Shit! Cara,
Dear
Carla.
Carla,
Me desculpe por perder o livro que eu peguei em aniversário. Porque eu peguei emprestado.
sorry for losing the book I borrowed.
Madureza para
I
dureza.
realize that you are tough on toughness.
Dizem que
And
você é
everybody
legal.
says how nice you are. Please accept my humblest apology.
Prometo melhorar.
I promise to do better in the future.
Gente, ficou boa essa.
This is for you.
Dear Carla, this is a nice sentiment, and it looks like you even know something about me. One thing. You can do better. I reject your frog.
Como é que eu sei agora se ela é uma dureza pra dureza? Preciso de
Well,
uma
I've come for a
receita.
recipe. A dish you served at a recent function. It's been described as having ingredients in it. Ring any bells?
I do host plenty of functions, but I'm afraid I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Eu devia ter prestado mais atenção nos
I
diálogos.
should let you get back to governing.
Yes, you should.
Mas eu já melhorei, vamos lá. Cara,
Dear
Carla.
Carla,
Livro
sorry for losing the
emprestado.
book I borrowed.
Dureza pra
I
dureza.
realize that you are tough on toughness.
Tá muito mais
And I know you're
legal.
really nicer than people say you are. Please accept my humblest apology.
Prometo
I
melhorar.
promise to do better in the future. This is
Será,
for you.
gente? Eu vou ter que ficar chutando, eu não sei o que que é.
Dear Carla, this is a nice sentiment, and it looks like you even know something about me. One thing. You can do better. I reject your frog.
Ideias, gente, ajuda.
Dear Carla,
Perdi o
sorry for
livro.
losing the book I borrowed.
Eu admiro você uma
I
dureza
admire
para
that you are hard
moleza.
on softness.
Você é muito mais legal do que as
And I
pessoas.
know you're really nicer than people say you are. Please accept my humblest apology. You scare the heck out of me.
O nome dela é Carla?
This is for
Sim.
you.
Pelo menos o nome eu acertei.
Dear Carla, this is a nice sentiment, but the only I reject your frog.
Tá. Tá, não são as coisas que a gente mudou, são outras coisas. Vamos lá, a gente tem que conseguir isso aqui, gente.
Dear Carla,
Peguei o
sorry for
livro.
losing the book I borrowed. I
Dedicação pela
value that you are
dedicação.
dedicated to dedication.
Tudo de
And
como
everybody
você é
says
legal.
how nice you are. Please accept my humblest apology. I promise to do better in the future.
Gente, eu não sei. Eu não sei como é que eu releio os diálogos.
Dear, this is but the I reject your frog.
Tá. Eu não mudei muita coisa e deu errado. Então acho que a gente já tá conseguindo traçar uma coisa do que deu certo ou errado.
Dear Carla.
Carla.
Sorry for losing the book I borrowed. I appreciate that you're keen on bluntness. And everybody says how nice you are. Please accept my humblest apology.
Aqui o último tem que ser, prometo
I
melhorar,
promise
eu
to do
acho.
better in the future. This is for you.
Dá agora.
Dear Carla, this is a night, but the I reject your frog.
Gente, eu não mudei quase nada e ela não quis. Vou tentar.
Can I borrow a book?
You never brought back the last book you borrowed. You never even apologized.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm hearing the words, but somehow they aren't helping. I need more than that.
Tem um log? Não tão grande, eu acho que eu falei muito com ela. Cara a
Dear
Carla.
Carla. Sorry for losing the book I borrowed. I realize that you are tough on toughness. And I always tell people how nice you are. Please accept my humblest apology. I've implemented a reminder system for myself.
Tem que ser esse. E aí, Maurício? Boa tarde, tudo bem? Gente, eu acho que agora vai. Agora vai.
Dear Carla.
Agora vai.
This is a nice sentiment, and it looks like one thing I reject.
Tá, uma coisa pode melhorar. Tem coisas que eu acho que eu tenho certeza que eu tô acertando, ó. Carla tá certo. Perder o livro tá certo.
I realize that you are tough on toughness. And I always tell people how nice you are. Please accept my humblest apology. I've implemented a reminder system for myself.
Vamos ver, eu mudei uma frase só. Essa fonte tinha queimado. Putz, aí é foda, Maurício. Mas que bom que agora você conseguiu arrumar.
Dear Carla,
eu tô bem, sim, tá tudo ótimo.
This is one I reject.
Gente, alguém me ajuda, dá um help.
Dear Carla. Sorry for losing the book I borrowed. I admire that you are hard on softness. And I always tell people how nice you are. Please accept my humblest apology.
Não achei nada.
I've implemented a reminder system
Não lembro,
for
eu
myself.
acho que já passou. E aí eu não consigo refazer.
This is for you.
Dear Carla, this is a but the I reject.
Beleza. Tá.
Dear Carla. Sorry for losing the book I borrowed.
Essa foi bem ruim.
I value that you are dedicated to dedication. And everybody says how nice you are.
Só uma.
Please accept my humblest apology. I've implemented a reminder system for myself.
Eu mudei uma coisa e mudou tudo.
This is for you.
Dear Carla, this is a night, but the I reject your frog.
que eu tava indo bem antes. Vamos lá. Os que eu tava indo bem. Cara, Carla. Esqueci o livro. Perdi o livro. Eu acho que é dureza para dureza.
I
Que tava
realize
indo bem
that you are
melhor.
tough on toughness.
E que você é
And I
muito
know
mais
you're
legal.
really nicer than people say you are. Please accept my humblest apology.
Mas
I've
sistema de
implemented a
lembretes,
reminder
vamos
system
ver.
for myself. This is for you.
Ele já tá de saco cheio dos pedidos.
Dear Carla, this is a nice one. I reject.
Uma coisa. Gente, será que eu tô errando alguma coisa que eu tô fazendo a mesma coisa em todos? Mas não faz sentido. Cara, cara. Perdi o livro. Essas duas são certo.
I admire that you are
Dureza para
hard on
moleza.
softness.
Você,
And I know you're
você é
really
muito mais
nice.
legal.
Please accept.
Implementei um sistema.
I've implemented. This is for you.
Dear, this is a nice, but I reject your frog.
Bem ruim.
Dear Carla, sorry for losing the book I borrowed. I realize that you are tough on toughness. And everybody says how nice you are. Please accept my... I've implemented a reminder system for myself.
Apertei sem querer. Droga.
Can we try the...
Dear Carl, this is a nice one. I reject your frog.
Não sei. Quem quer me dar uma dica, gente? Pode me ajudar, eu não sei.
Dear Carla, sorry for losing... I admire that you are hard on softness. And everybody says how nice you are. Please accept
Porque acho
my
que eu
humblest
coloquei no
apology.
difícil, né, Saints?
I've implemented a... This is for you.
É que eu sinto que... Dicas na
Dear,
cidade.
this is a nice, but I reject your frog.
Tá. Vamos ter que procurar dicas. Eita. Tá, vou ter que achar então dicas.
Looks sort of like an eye.
Hello, Mr. Brush.
Hi there. Hello again.
Fale-me novamente
Tell me
sobre as
again about
chaves
how to
que
have
você
keys in it.
faz.
It's exciting.
You bring me the serial number from the lock. I make the key. It's pretty straightforward.
I think I'll browse.
Try not to touch.
Ali eu já entendi. Pra eu abrir o negócio no museu, eu vou ter que clicar ali. Ao escrever a terceira frase, você deve escrever o lema dela. Mais adiante na quarta, não importa o que você escreve. Tá. Putz, mas eu acho que eu tô meio ruim do lema dela,
Hey,
então.
Guybrush! Hey, kid!
Picking flowers from the governor's garden sounds like an unwise
Você
choice.
descobre o lema dela.
We used to be friends. Sort of.
Vamos ver, dá pra
Anyway,
descobrir,
they
vamos lá.
aren't even her flowers. Taxes pay for them. It's public property. I don't know why anyone bothers me about it. I don't hurt anybody.
We'll accept the flowers.
They're annuals. They're doomed anyway. Guybrush, you gotta get me out of here. It's custard night. I don't think I can take that again.
I'll make it my number 3 priority.
Thanks.
Hey!
Hello there.
Seu escritório foi fechado com
I've been to the
tábuas.
shipyard. Your office is all boarded up, with your toothbrush sealed inside, presumably.
Well, don't worry yourself about it then, son. I found a dead centipede in the corner that should do until they let me out.
Ótimo.
See you later.
Yep. How's your day going?
I can read the serial number. I'll write it down so I don't forget.
Beleza, vamos fazer isso aqui primeiro, já que a gente já liberou.
Hi there.
Hello. This is the number for the jail cell lock. Can you make me a key from this serial number?
Sure. Good choice on the lock. These are really sturdy. It's the same kind they use over at the jail.
Oh, wow. What a coincidence. I had no idea.
Sabia.
Hello again.
Tá.
I think I'll browse around a bit.
A outra a gente já sabe, é pra abrir o negócio lá no museu, o tapa-olho. Mas vamos fazer uma parte de cada vez, o que a gente for conseguindo.
Hey, kid. You look like you're having a good time. That's nice.
Otis, the authorities have reconsidered your case and decided that you should go free.
I'm very grateful to
Tá salvo,
the
Otis.
authorities and will not mention their name should any awkward questions be asked. Good luck, Stan. I hope you get acquitted.
Oh, it's in the bag,
Ele não vai me
friend.
ajudar não, ele foi embora. Eu achei que ele me ajudaria, gente.
They say the only real prison is the one in your head.
Most of this serial number has been rubbed off.